I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
JB, what's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Welcome back to a tribe. Welcome back to a pod named Kickback. It is, like JB said, like a Tribe Called Quest, because you gotta say the whole thing. I'm No Brace, no the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people. Randy, I think you on mute.
Oh, I am. Right. I'm glad, because I was trying to be your hype man on that joint. I'm glad they didn't want me to do it. Hey, what's up, Clarissa? It's all men up in this joint.
What up?
Hey, it's your man, Randy T. Man Up Monday all day is where you find me. Let's go.
Oh, you was rhyming. Okay, I see what you did right there.
You know what? You and Jack, y'all been like hitting with the fit and the Magneto. I feel like I gotta do something every week. I be coming on this joint. I'm like, it's me, y'all.
Man, well, first of all, we dedicating this entire episode to the good brother JB. Rest in peace, JB. Love you, man. It's his birthday week. We got together yesterday. Well, I'll get into high low. Let's start at high low, and I'll break that down.
Now, high low. Who wants to go first?
And of course, since I was already running my mouth, I'll go first. My high of the week and my low of the week. I don't even want to call it a low. My high of the week was JB's birthday is this Tuesday. So if you're listening on Monday, it's tomorrow. You watching live Sundays in 2 days. If you're listening on Tuesday, it's today. Wherever you at when you get a minute, do a toast for the blow. Yeah, exactly. Either toast you some water or Clarissa wasn't feeling well, he toasted some third flu, or toast, whatever you drink, or whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? So we got together yesterday just to reminisce, me, F, Jeremy, and just that's the crux of the Atlanta crew, the fellas. We got together just to talk about JB, just to reminisce and kind of celebrate him. And then we did what we normally do, is go see the Marvel movies. We always play disc golf. We always on the disc golf course throwing the frisbee, doing our thing. Or we always go see the new Marvel movie. We waited on Deadpool versus Wolverine right around his birthday. We went and saw. Let me tell you, this is the crazy part, Randy. We in the packed theater. No, we got the tickets. Nobody had tickets. It was like an empty theater. And it was the Tappery, the movie yard Tappery, where they have a fresh Tappery with fresh beer. That was fire.
Tap room.
Yeah.
I love them joints. I love them. They fire.
Yeah. So we get our tickets. Like this is gonna be an empty theater, but that's cool. We ain't tripping. We get there, the whole theater is packed. I'm like, damn, people still ain't seen this movie. I thought we was the last ones. We get into our row. The whole row is packed. Only one empty seat. That's the seat to my right. And I was like, that's crazy. That's JB's seat. I thought that's JB's seat. Wow. And we watched the movie. I loved it. I thought that we'll talk about it later, but I thought it was crass and reverent and beautifully done.
I've seen it 3 times. We'll talk about it later.
We definitely gonna talk about it later. And I was my high of the week was celebrating Rose's birthday. It's his first one since he's been gone, so it feel crazy. Right. But it's always good to see people that love him. People were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a drink for JB. I'm gonna do this for JB." And it was just cool to see the love that he gets. I think he kind of wondered sometimes if he was as loved as, we all probably wonder that sometimes.
Hey, I'm down there for his birthday next year. I ain't
Oh.
like Carissa family, everybody, or all y'all met me. I won't miss another one.
Yeah. Man, but it was good. We laughed, we cried. I'm a baby, so I cried, of course. But it was some sad tears, but it was some happy tears because you miss them, but you think about the good times and that make you happy. So it's like it wasn't like I was boo-hooing. It was like, man, I wish he was still here, but I'm glad we got damn near 40 years together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and one thing he used to always say to me, whenever shit was kind of rough for me, he'd be like, "Dog, I'm with you. I will not let you fail." And me and F and Jeremy was talking yesterday, and it was like, we gotta kick ass, we gotta get rich, we gotta live this life, because that's what he would want. He would want us out here living and thriving, and with Costa Rica ain't a big deal. It's I went to Costa Rica the other day. No biggie. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So I'm definitely got some motivation. I'm gonna kick this week's ass in the name of my bro JB. And that was my high and low, Randy T. What you got?
Hey, before I go into mine, I'm a stay on the JB tip because I met the brother before I go into mines, and I know even through the points that me and you disconnected in life, the one constant that I knew besides Aunt Joyce that I know, and what's up, J-Ro? I see you there, man. And anybody else who was there and I don't recognize you is no shade to you. I just didn't know. But what I do know and what I did recognize is that Joyce and JB, whenever we connected or reconnected, them was the two that was always the constant. And when the first time me and you hung together in like 15 years, it was me, you, and JB, right? And then your birthday, me, you, and JB, right? So I got to know, and I love who love you, right? So and I saw what he was, and he was not only, and then I love intelligence. Anybody who know me, who do Man Up Monday, who follow me anywhere on any platform, y'all know that I love intelligence. I love research. And this was a Harvard educated brother, right? Who loved to give back. So, and your legacy is always, and TD Jakes put it this way: it's when you was born and when you died, but it's the hash mark in between that defines who you were. And right now we talking about the hash mark, right? And that extends when it comes to him, and it always will be that never anything bad could be said. So we celebrate your legacy, brother. It lives on. Now, with that being said, this high I was celebrating my sister Angel, and look, like we got the family here live doing
What
the
up,
podcast.
man?
Come on in and jump in. Put your face in there for a second.
What up?
Family here. We just left
Happy
Myrtle
born
Beach.
day.
She in the house. We live in the basement. You know what I mean? And we've been in Ocean City celebrating her all week, right? So, hey, so my high has been shout out to Ocean City, Maryland. And if you are from the DMV, this is our Vegas. This is our Daytona Beach. This is whatever it is in your part of town where you go for spring break and do your thing in Maryland and DMV. If you're in this area, it is 100% Ocean City. And all I want to say is that our family, Ocean City, we came, we lived, we turned up. Y'all know we was there. So there was celebrating there all week long. We've been there since Wednesday last of this week, and we just left this morning. Bro, I've been up since 5:00 this morning. Cause look, my high, and that's only my high, but my personal high really is that I love when I'm out of town. I love walking the beach in the morning. Like it is something magical about being on the beach when the sun rises. And anybody, if y'all watch my reels. And if you watch the reel that I did was in Daytona Beach, watch me on Man Up Monday on every platform. Y'all see how we celebrated Angel and my sister Trina and my sister Jamaica and Tamika and D, who all showed up. And look, everybody, I had on my Washington hat, on my Commanders hat, and the love. I couldn't figure out if they really if they like the Commanders or they don't like them, because so many people talk to me because I had the hat on and was like, just because. So I was like, am I just being brave right now wearing this hat? And they like, hey, shout out to you to wear that up in here. Right?
Y'all quarterback got everybody excited, man. Y'all quarterback got everybody excited.
He do, and he been looking good. But that was my high. My one low, and it really wasn't a low, but at the Secrets in is a place that we went to, and I'm not gonna say your name because you didn't do a bad job, but the waitress, it was a miscommunication that kind of led to a bad experience. So I'll say this to anybody: if you're in the service industry and you handing it off to another person who's taking over what you did, make sure what's communicated to them is communicated to whoever's taking over, because it ruined a really good experience because something wasn't said to the next person that was there. But it still didn't ruin a good time at all. Ocean City, all highs. Angel, we still celebrating you. She on the podcast. Let's go. I'm sorry. And Tina, my other sister. I'm sorry, Tina. I know you watching. She is next to Carissa. That's our other number one fan. Today is her birthday. Girl, we get a birthday drop. Today is your birthday, Tina. We celebrating you, girl.
Hold up, man. It's too many birthdays. I gotta go into the archives. We got too many birthdays going on.
Right? Like
we gotta celebrate a little bit.
We doing it all. Look, love, shout out to hey, if you a Leo, and it's your birthday, shout out to all of y'all.
It's your birthday. Sip a
Don't
card,
like Angel birthday.
and you know we don't give up.
Birthday.
Yeah, man. Sharice, Angel, Trina, JB, my goddaughter Ari birthday, JB's daughter. It's a lot of birthdays.
We love you.
And half is Leos, half is Virgos. Like I think the Leo ends on the 20th or 21st, and then it's the Virgos next week, something like that. I'm trying to be hip. I'm trying to be demure about the whole thing.
Hey, correct us if we wrong, all y'all who watching. Help us, viewers. Thank you.
You didn't hear me use that word, so I'm trying to be demure about everything. Some kind of way, the word demure just took off. Like, well, I know how now. They say it's a lady, but looked like a matey, like a man. Did a video about
what? Hold on. It looked like a what?
A matey. No, the man lady. I don't know what that is.
What's a matey?
A man lady. A man lady.
If y'all didn't know.
Yeah. And I was just like, huh? She, I guess, was saying that she carries herself in a very demure way at work. And every black woman on TikTok saw that video. And so now all their videos like, I'm so demure. I have a demure car. I have demure hair. And they're using it all wrong. And it's like, come on, man. And as a matter of fact, that's what's going to lead us into our viral story of the week. Yeah, I'm misusing this damn word.
My left stroke just went viral.
Come on, ladies. This whole demure thing. I first heard the word demure in a Tupac interview back in like 95. He was like, I adjust to women, different women I deal with. But I don't get aggressive like if I have a demure woman. I won't be aggressive with her. And I was like, demure, that's a funky little word. Like, it sounds French. But this was Tupac in the 90s. And so for this word to be going off in 2024, the new word of the week, is crazy to me. But the actual meaning of demure is like shy, laid back, mindful, kind of, attentive, but like chill. And people are like, yeah, my car is so demure. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's not how you use that word, ma'am. But that's the new phrase. Everybody's demure. Everything is demure. I think we have a very demure podcast, Randy.
Ocean City was so demure. I just want to say. It was demure as hell. I'm going to demure the hell out of that next time.
Exactly. I'm going to demure this drink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Bama came on my post and was like,
hey, look, Carissa say she the epitome of demure.
That's not a very demure comment, Clarissa. I tell you.
Right. That's not very demure of you to say that, Clarissa. I just want to. We just saying.
But I love little silly shit like that. Right, right. Little goofy stuff, but it made me laugh, man. A girl that pointed it out, like, why is everybody using it? I was like, they are? And she's like, you haven't been seeing it? I was like, not really. Soon as she said that, every post I looked at was something was demure. I'm like, it's like if you see a yellow, you buy a Toyota, and you go outside and you see Toyotas everywhere. Soon as she said, you ain't heard that word, I was like, not lately. Now I can't stop seeing it. It is everywhere. So y'all go ahead and be demure some more and enjoy it.
Hey, I think Righteous watching. What's up, cuz?
What up, cuz?
He asks, what does that mean? Like, I think you might have to put the definition of demure. You know what I mean?
Let me talk to him, Randy, while I get the definition.
That wasn't very demure of you to ask. That's all I was saying. We trying to figure it out. You know what? This is the thing that we talk about, you know, and we was somewhere, and I'm not gonna bring it up, but I was like, you know, we take a word and don't know the definition, and sometimes and I talk about this a lot of Man Up Monday. It's called imposter syndrome, and we're in that, you know, things that we want to live up to that we really know we ain't there, but we try to say it just so people could believe that, you know, we're demure. All right, use it in a complete sentence. Right? Right to say use it in a complete sentence.
The young lady that I just want to say modest. The young lady I was watching the other night, she had a very demure demeanor, kind of soft spoken, and it made me a little intimidated because I didn't want to, you know, be too aggressive with her because she was so demure. So I just left her alone, winked at her.
Trina is demure. Yeah, I would say my sister Trina, you're very demure. You don't think you're demure, Trina? She says she's demure.
What up, bro? Yeah. See?
Big KC. What up, bro? Yeah. That's very demure of you to.
That's a very demure comment. Oh man, y'all take it, find a word and run with it, and it's cool, man. It's cool.
Man, look, I'm be using it. The next person I might be with, it'd be like, girl, this ain't demure. Like, I know.
That's gonna be the name of this episode. This episode is called a very demure episode.
You being a little bit too demure right now, and I'm gonna need you to cut loose. I need you to turn up a little bit.
Right. All right, now we are gonna turn up a little bit because this, I couldn't believe that I heard this. This was not demure of Tank to say this. What my viral thing at?
My left stroke just went viral.
See, actually, Clarissa, my internet, you guessed it. It is very demure. It is very demure. It's very demure.
But you know what? I expect people like you and Clarissa who made the trip to to where y'all just came from, and y'all qualified for that. That y'all internet need to be on point of the quality of the trip that y'all just came back from. Okay.
So I'm talking about, you right.
You're
right.
Both of y'all. That's on both of y'all.
All right, man. This comment was not demure.
It was.
Tank was on an interview with Stephen A. Smith. And you know what? I'm gonna say it this way. I don't know that he's 100% wrong, but I cannot believe he said it. I was like, whoa, buddy. Tank said that Chris Brown is a better singer, dancer, actor, choreographer, and producer than Michael Jackson. It is shocking to hear. It is alarming to hear. But when you think about it, is it a lie? I mean, I don't know how any artist in the world could be as demure as Michael Jackson. He was truly demure. He was quiet. He was modest. He was chill. But the world was different. Like my man Sweet was telling me, like, we had 3 channels. And Mike was on 1. Everybody saw it. When he did the move, we only had 3 channels. And we was all tuned in. So it's hard to replicate that level of that awe, that it factor, that majesty, that surreal, that mythical. Because Michael Jackson became mythical. Like we would see him, people would cry and pass out. Because
Michael,
right? But you know what's wild? And this is a story that when I was first around as a little kid. I remember being at Mima's house, and she had the VHS tape of the making of Thriller. And I would put that on and watch it the entire day. Like just when it was done, rewind it, play. Done, rewind it, play, and spend like 10 hours. Like I don't know if little kids, well, I guess little kids do that with like the Cartoon Network
and all that.
Yeah. But all we had was
I forgot that.
Yeah, man. That's probably my best childhood memory of me, Mom, just being over there watching that day and her letting me watch it all day. Because, you know, she had to be sitting there like, ain't going to rewind it again? Again?
Me, Mom was in the background doing the steps.
Oh, man. But before I get my thought, what y'all think, man? Especially in the comments, what y'all think is Chris Brown a better dancer, singer, producer, writer than Michael Jackson? Is that real? Clarissa say, come on now. Randy T, help us out, man. Is this blasphemous or is this like, nah, dog?
This is one problem I have. Anytime that we start comparing errors, right? That is where you always come in. It's always a problem when you compare errors, right? If I think for us to do fair and truly and accurate comparisons, you have to have sold and had the same audience in the same time period. If it's not that case, then we can't compare. That's what I was like. I had this argument all weekend. We can't argue Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, because maybe some LeBron, maybe some Jordan. I mean, maybe some LeBron and Kobe, but not Jordan, right? Because it was two different eras, and even some of Kobe era is partly different. So
Kobe went against young old Mike, and then Kobe went against young LeBron,
right? So. And never seasoned one, right? So we don't know. And Mike didn't go after season Kobe. Kobe averaged like 3 points his first year. You know what I'm saying? So we never know when it comes to comparing errors. But what I will say is that it's hard to say that Chris Brown is not greater because he has greater opportunities. Michael Jackson never had the internet. Michael Jackson never had YouTube and TikTok and all these other social media platforms the way that they are. So the way that he can expand upon his reach, you know what I mean? Think if Mike had the same reach that Chris has now.
Mike could be on TikTok making up a new dance every week. We wouldn't be moonwalking, we'd be Jupiter walking.
I was just watching this in Ocean City this weekend. Michael Jackson, I don't know what video. She just walked off. I wanted to ask her, but I think it was but whatever video it was, Michael Jackson did the whole video on CG before CG was ever being done.
I think I was leaving me alone.
No, it wasn't. It was before that. I think it might have been
because that's when he's on the roller coaster and all that stuff.
What was it? It Can't Stop Till You Get Enough. I think it's that one. Don't stop till you get. But he dancing against himself in the video, and it's like nobody. And you look at stuff now, and the whole video is CG. Well, I want to rock with you. Yes, I want to rock with you.
Yeah.
That video right there, he did it on CG before anybody was doing CG. Only Weatherman was doing CG back on videos when Michael Jackson did that. So I'm just saying, if Michael Jackson would have had the resources that Chris Brown has now, I don't know. So I can't compare. But Chris Brown, he's Michael Jackson influenced. If you ask him, any of the greatest out here, him, Bruno, whoever, they'll tell you, who did you look up to?
Chris Brown said, you can't compare me to Michael Jackson because it's no comparison. I'm telling you he's the greatest. So you can't compare me to him. I refuse to compare myself. It's him.
Yeah, rock with you.
That's what Chris said.
Hey, what the Rock With You video, Michael Jackson was set. And even when he did Thriller was the TikTok back before it was a TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? That's why nobody was doing videos on that level. That he almost did it like a full feature film.
No bull?
And now
with all the makeup and the costumes.
Come on, you can only imitate that, man. Like it's like Chris is doing this thing. I ain't gonna compare because one thing that I'll say they fall in some areas and they excel in others. I'll say Chris he's not doing a great job with his reputation as he's trying to be himself. And Mike's reputation was ruined afterwards. He already had his money. Like so.
And I say I ended with this. I appreciate them both. It does make me want to pay more attention to Chris because I'm kind of like, am I missing it? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes because I'm not the biggest Chris Brown fan. I like some of his stuff, but he be putting out albums to be having 80 songs on it. I'm not listening to that shit. It's too much. Like, you gotta relax. Give me like 10, 15 songs. I'm gonna listen. Chris Brown literally had a triple album that had like 70 something songs. Like, I can't listen to that. But I'm starting to wonder, like, damn, am I missing out? Let me pay more attention to Chris. Shout out to CB. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. I definitely want to do a rest in peace to Beat King, Houston rapper that lost his life this weekend. I don't want to say what the cause was because I don't remember, and I don't want to disrespect that man. But yeah, rest in peace to Beat King. And of course, we talking about watching Making a Thriller at Mima's. Rest in peace to Mima. Rest in peace to JB. You see right there under my tag, say JB's brother. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna move right along and get into our kickback conversation. Now, this is something that needs to rest in peace. The whole concept or subject behind these comments that were made by Michael Rubin. I don't think he had malice intent. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all hear what he said because I don't even want to try to explain it and then misquote the man. You got the opportunity to let you hear.
It bothers you a little bit because one thing I did notice from the white party, I didn't see any hugs. There was no hugs from the back. I didn't see no hugs, Mike.
I think that was pathetic. I think it was a joke.
On how they attack Lil Baby?
Yeah. Look, by the way, you know what I hate? When watching a black person try to take a black person down, that's fucked up. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, Baby is one of the best human beings on the planet. There's not a person who will always do more for his community, who's a great human being, who works his ass off. And here's what happened with Baby. Baby did great, and then people came for him. Okay. And by the way, I told Kuz, I was with Kuz a couple nights ago. It was his blue hair. That was the thing that really squared. It was, if you didn't have that blue hair, that was what killed the whole thing. It was the picture. It was
so the comment that's under fire is him saying he doesn't like when black people take each other down. He doesn't like black on black hate. He doesn't like when black people take each other down. I don't think any of us like it. But as a Jewish man, it probably isn't quite your place to say it. I think that's why people took offense to it. Because one, we're trying to dispel the notion that there's a such thing as black on black crime. There's not. Because then where's the white on white crime? Where's the Asian on Asian crime? Where's the gay on gay crime? People tend to commit crimes against people who are in a close proximity of them. And so black people live in a certain neighborhood, they're going to fight each other. White people live in a certain neighborhood, they're going to fight each other. There's no such thing as black on black crime. That is a media ploy to paint black people in a light where they don't even love each other. Look how they kill each other. When Italians in a mob kill each other all day, all night, don't nobody say shit. It's never, look at this Italian on Italian and crime, the mob, the bosses. We don't say shit like that. Gay people fight all the time. What is it? Gay on gay crime? No, so we got to end that black on black crime narrative because it's total bullshit. Doesn't exist. Having said that, I don't like it when black people take each other down either. I don't like it really when anybody take each other down, regardless of race or gender, sex, sexuality. I just don't like it. I like positivity, good vibes, good energy. Unless you get the Shut Up Stupid Award, and I'm gonna take you down for that one segment on the podcast. But then I'm gonna build you back up later. But Michael Rubin said he did get a call. And I'll read it to you. I got a phone call from one of the people I have the most respect for in the world. I think it was Jay-Z. They told me while they appreciate my intention, it's not my place to speak on black culture. I get it and really appreciate the input. My intention was to say how important it is that we need to uplift each other, stop hating on each other, and push each other to win and always root for each other's success. My bad, much love, and I appreciate the feedback. But before we get into his apology, Randy, I want to know what you initially thought about his comments.
All right, yeah, and then you're gonna have to respond to Big KC, but Why we? I don't know if he's spending it or not, but
Yeah,
I feel how. Yeah. Go ahead. Respond to that.
I'm not spinning the comment. He spoke on black hate, and I just kind of made it a broader term because the typical term you hear is black on black crime. And since there can't be any black on black crime, there can't be black on black hate. It falls under that same narrative. We don't do white on white hate. Why y'all doing all this white on white hate? I hate when white people hate on white people. It's a part of that narrative, and that's where the offense came from. Because it sounded like he didn't say nigga, he said thug. We kind of know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? And it was under that guy's burger, like, it ain't spinning it. Take your cape off, nigga. Nigga got his cape on for the white man. Love you some Jews.
But I'm kind of the same mind. I see where I see you, Big K. I see your point, man. That in everything that anyone says, and this was probably one of my high lows that I got on this week too, with dealing with some stuff that would happen with my sisters with this week, is that everybody has their own interpretation built on the filters of how their life experience have showed them to see things, right? So your filter might not be my filter. So the way that so when I heard the comment too, it sounded to me that this is and I take it from this too, because this has happened to me. I was in Croatia, and we were sitting here, and one of the guys, there was another black guy who was with me, and it was another Croatian who talked to me, and me and him became like brothers while I was there for the whole week. Brother D, my Croatian brother, I love you if you watching, man. Croatia, Montenegro, hey, we love you. Our pod named Kickback, kick us in. And he asked me, because we have established sort of a camaraderie while we was there. We played basketball together, worked out and whatever. And he was talking to me, and one of my brothers overheard it. And he said, why don't black people run the United States? He said, you guys are the smartest, you're the strongest, you're the best at everything that you try to do. And the whole world tries to be you guys. And if you guys just got together, then y'all could take over the world. And when he said it to me, I was like, yeah, you're right. And my brother who was listening, he was ready to fight him. And he was like, how are you judging us? Like, he heard the conversation so differently that like he ready to go. He felt like he was putting black people down. You know what I mean? That's the way, but his filter was that he saw that anytime that another race speaks on us and our unity, that it's always in a negative light, that all we do is kill each other, hate on each other because we don't know nothing else. But all he was saying was that I believe in you guys. And I think that, like, I know from outside looking in that if you guys could see what we see, and think how many times that so many people, we see things that we can give people outside looking in. You can see things that people in it don't see. So I'm always, I eat the meat, throw away the bones. So and this is the type of interview, the way that I see it, that's what, and he saw it that way, that like, y'all, if I was one of y'all, like, y'all, I shouldn't even be here because y'all better than me. You know what I mean? Y'all stronger than me. Y'all stronger, better, bigger, better, faster, smarter than the whole planet. Why y'all ain't running it?
You know what's wild about that, Randy? Because and this happens a lot in conversations, and I learned this from a book I read called The Slight Edge. When you admit that someone, yeah, hell yeah. When you admit that someone has something, you admit that you don't have it. When you admit that someone doesn't have something, even if you're trying to compliment them, you're acknowledging the lack. So to say, why don't you guys do this? What you're saying is you guys don't do it. So that's why it can be heard 2 different ways. In order to say you can be better, you have to acknowledge that you're worse now. And that's why people take offense to it, because right, because they hear it in
the mirror.
Exactly. You put that mirror up, and I can look at the mirror and go, damn, I lost 10 pounds. Okay, which is what you did. Your brother that was there looked at the mirror and said, I still got 10 more to go. Fuck you call me fat for? You know what I'm saying?
Why
So
you
it's
fat
about-
shaming me? Why you fat shaming me, Negro?
Exactly. And it's another book that I know you love, Randy, The 4 Agreements. Never
Oh
take
my
anything personal. You know what I'm saying? People are responding based on the way they were raised, the way they were.
Their principles on life, on them right there, the world will be a better place. Period. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it just don't take it personal, and I think that's what happened because he spoke to his what do you call it, the nanote, the little monsters inside you. It spoke to his little monster. We do need to take over. We do need to be better as a race. Well, don't be telling me what I because he knows that he knows it. Anybody that sees us that watch the history of Black people in the world knows who we are, knows what we are capable of. That's why a lot of them fear us because they know who we are. They know we God. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those statements it need you a little bit.
Hey, you remember Public Enemy said it years ago, fear of
a Black planet. Hell yeah.
We can move on.
Yeah.
That said it right there.
That perfect ending. Let me get my glass so I can see what I'm saying. All right. Okay, now this was interesting because this is something that I think Randy sent and Jackie may have sent it. Shout out to Jackie. She's in the middle of the storm. But y'all that's in Georgia, y'all know we having some bad weather. But her power's out. So she couldn't be here.
We got a lot of first time viewers I want to get a shout out to. What's up, Angela, Cherie, Helena, Crystal? What's up, Crystal? Whitney, my daughter. Love you.
What up?
You watching?
Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, family. So this is as we're looking to grow the family. This is something that's going to be interesting. Jill Scott says, and this is Berger's extra wife right here, the love of his life, Miss Jill Scott. She says she only dates for 6 months at a time to not waste her or the other party's time. If after 6 months we haven't decided to get married or go further, she just ends it. And I'm not mad at it, but I wonder if she winds up wasting a whole lot more time by ending these relationships after 6 months. And then, because my heart beats slow. It takes me a little bit of time to fall in love. It just don't happen on the first month, 2 months, 3 months. And depending on how we're dating, we might not go out but once every couple of weeks. We may have seen each other 10 times in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm assuming she's being intentional with the dating, and it's just her and that one gentleman or female, whatever it is, for 6 months, and then she makes a decision. Under that guise, I guess, but I don't like putting hard numbers on it. Like when they say don't have sex for 90 days. I don't believe in putting numbers on it because every situation is different. So the whole, one woman I got to have sex with on the first date, and we together for 3 years after that. I could wait 5 months to have sex with a woman, and we together for 2 months after that. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't believe in putting numbers on anything. You go with the flow. You create the flow, but you also flow with it. That's what I think, Randy. What you think?
Look, man, when I read it, I sent it to you as soon as I read it because I was like, whoa. And look, our 3-hour drive back from Ocean City today, I talked about it. We talked about it in the car when I sent it to you.
Okay.
Like we riding back. We was having conversations about it, even though Angel is married, but me and Trina not. So we was having and I think I gotta say I agree with her. And Caressa, I especially want to hear your opinion on this. But we and KC, you too, bro. And let's see, Whitney, all us who there, like in 6 months, right? I feel like, and I said I agree with her. I feel like even in 6 months, if I'm not ready to be like, all right, let's walk down the aisle, let's do it today. And I feel like in 6 months, I know everything I need to know about you. And I read something, and it was a couple of weeks ago that I was like, this is so true. And I believe and the Jill Scott comment today kind of further emphasized my philosophy on this comment that I read. And it was that your relationship is not proven until you experience how money problems, habitational problems, and emotional problems. Until you have had a struggle in all three of those areas, you don't have or have seen any substance in any relationships that you are trying to establish. So in 6 months, I believe there is no way that you won't experience all of those things. So when she said this, I was thinking, because this is how I was already thinking. So I was like, in 6 months, would I see if I did that? Yeah, except for getting the booty and seeing if I want it for life. I agree. This 3 out of the 4 check, 3 of the 4 boxes a check.
see, in my mind, I'm not sure you can see all those. You know what I'm saying? Because the first couple months you're getting that representative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you might not. I believe in going through your checklist. If you go through that entire checklist in 6 months, then I think you're good. But I think more than that, you're not going to go through that entire checklist. Like, I always say, how does your partner give feedback? You know what I'm saying? How do they respond to an argument? How do they respond when they check messed up?
Right.
You got nothing to do with me. That's your check. How do you act the next day? Yeah, money problems. How do our families, deal with each other? Do we know each other's family? You might not have met if you're like me, you're a transplant living in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta. I'm from DC. She from North Dakota. We probably haven't met each other's family. I don't think I wouldn't put a time frame on it. I would put more or less your checklist. Like, I would go down Randy's checklist, and if everything checks out in 2 months, cool. 6 months, cool. 1 year, cool. But you got to hit the checklist. I can't just put a random number on it.
Yeah.
And Berger said you don't really know a person until you live with them. I agree with that too, man, because this is going to sound bad maybe, but I've seen how some women live. They turn me off. Like, you don't clean up like I clean up. You don't cook like I cook. You when you're by yourself and you're alone time, you're only watching TV. You're not reading a book when you're by yourself. You're not
right.
You just chilling. You didn't take a shower today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so live with, stay with. Right along those lines, I agree with Berg on that.
Yeah.
I prefer that than dating for years and can't decide. Okay.
Hey, what's up, Tamika? What's up, Miranda? Good to
I think Clarissa made a very good point. She said, I prefer that than dating for years and then you can't decide.
Right. And that's was to my point. And Whitney said this too. And I agree with you, Whitney. If you dating with intention, and then you will definitely know, right? And you see that phrase now that people be like, I'm dating with intention. And I used to wonder when I first, after I got divorced and I was back out here and I was, got on websites and seeing people, I'm dating with intention. I was like, what the fuck do that mean?
It was too demure for you. It was too demure for you.
You intentionally want to date somebody. That's why we all here. Like, I intentionally want to meet somebody. Like, what do you mean? Right. But now I get it. Like, it's the intentionality that I am never going to activate something in you that I don't intend to follow through with. Right. So that's the intentionality that when people say that I'm in dating with intention, it means that I have intentions on anything that I activate in you, whether it's traveling, love, cuddling, spooning, getting hit from the back, whatever it is. If I activate that I have every intention on following through to make sure that you getting that on a regular, right? That is the intention. So that's why I get it. And I feel like in 6 months, if I've been dating, if me and you have been intentionally being exclusively with 6 months and in that time period, and I ain't been with nobody else, I'm gonna know how life, money, all the things that I said that is important. In 6 months, I'm gonna see all that. That's why I agree with Jill Scott. And if I haven't seen it or don't know that in 6 months, I don't know you, and I need to move on because you've been hiding yourself. So let's all find somebody else who's gonna be real in 6 months, so we can get married.
Now that
life.
Yeah, that's a lot of ifs. I didn't know that if that's what she meant. Like, we start 6 months and it's just you and me for 6 months, and at the end of that 6 months we decide. That makes a little bit more sense, because I can meet a woman today. We don't even go on our first date for 2 weeks, and then 1 month we went on 1 date, and then in 2 months we went on 2 more dates, and by 6 months we still don't know each other. We know well enough to make a lifelong decision. but under the guise that you phrased it, or you framed it.
Intentionality.
I think you should have a good damn idea in 6 months. You should have a good idea. And Berger said, she's Jill Scott. She got a lot to lose staying with a dude for nothing more than just a good time. I agree. And for real, I think we all do. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got a lot more money to lose. I think we all got a lot to lose wasting time with somebody forever. I have, and I'm the king of dating. It's the Atlanta culture, man. You be dating somebody for 5 years.
Wait, whoa. Let's stop. Did y'all just hear that? Everybody in every nation, New just said he is the king of dating. All right, continue.
and by that, I mean not settling down, like dating a woman long term, dating a woman for years, and no ring, no marriage, no nothing.
We got to make that clear because we got listeners. They'll take that the wrong way. That was three other topics.
It was like scratch all that out. Yeah. But just meaning that dating without necessarily going for a long term, which I'm not doing no more because I'm old as hell. If I keep going at this pace, I won't be married till I'm 74. So you got to switch it around. And I am dating,
squeezing butts.
Exactly. Well, wait a minute. Think about that, right? I'm just not still nurses. These nurses that date now, they could be there in the house at 80. But
when you fish that butt at 80, you ain't cute no more.
I had great dreads and shit. Oh man. But dating with intention now. I am dating with intention, which is why I date a lot less. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. I ain't playing. I ain't wasting time. I want somebody to spend life with. Now, I haven't always done that. And Atlanta culture doesn't really cater to that. It doesn't embrace that. In Atlanta,
Clarissa says she dating with intention, and she in Atlanta, so I don't know if that's true.
Well, she's new to me.
Finish your comment. Hey, Clarissa, I'm dating with intention too. Just saying. Finish your comment.
Definitely. I just when you look at it, I think that dating with intention is important. Who said he's gonna let all the ladies love? Hey man.
Is that intention though? Is that intention, Clarissa? Ladies, everybody who listening, is that if he say he gonna let all the ladies love him, is that him being intentional?
But see, she said I ain't saying I'm intentionally. I'm intentionally poly. But having said that,
he answered the question. Never mind. Go ahead.
There you go. But I think it's interesting, man. So having said that, we're gonna get up out of here because we can kind of y'all got me my back against the rope. It's the mayor. Guy Jackson of Disney fame has been cleared of all domestic violence charges. This is something that I didn't address last week, and I almost skipped past it, and then I realized I was part of the problem too. We look at domestic violence typically as men attacking women. We very rarely acknowledge when women attack men, and to the point where it becomes a non-story, to a point where this happened, with a celebrity, and I just skip right past it because I'm not used to addressing domestic violence issues where the woman is the aggressor. And I think the world has kind of done that. We kind of turn a blind eye to it like it doesn't happen. But I personally know a dude that was getting beat up by his girl back in the day. And I thought it was odd because I'm like, oh, like she's hitting this dude. Like, this is craziness. But I think we don't talk about it enough. And I don't want to go too much deeper into it. I'll just say that I do want to acknowledge it happened. The charges have been dropped because the boyfriend refuses to press charges, which we've seen the reverse where the woman refuses to press charges because they love him or don't want him to get in trouble or, whatever. And I just say, and I want to put this all on Sky Jackson. I'll just say, fellas, definitely, keep your damn hands to yourself. Ladies, keep your hands to yourself. Because we're bigger or stronger does not give you the right to put your hands on us. If you can't use your words, then you probably need to leave the situation. You need to put a Jill Scott and go ahead and leave before the 6 months. If that person had you to the point where the only way you can resolve the issue is through a physical act of violence, then you probably don't need to be in that relationship. If you even healed enough or that relationship is bringing out the worst in you, either way, you probably need to get on down. That's what I'm saying. Randy, what you think?
I agreed. I first want to, give. I don't want to make sure that I'm not condoning violence on any avenue from whatever sex that it come from. It is no circumstance that in anybody in any way that the end of whatever the discussion or what you're talking about or the scenario that it should end in violence. We human beings, we're not cavemen. We should be able to find a way to talk about whatever. With that being said, I'll say that I can't give props for any man who being like, I didn't hit her. It is the expectation as a man that we are always, and I'm a Bible believer, so people know that I believe that the woman is the weaker vessel as the Bible teaches us. So is that, and that being said, and in our family, I've been raised by 8 aunts with 5 sisters. So 80% of every altercation that I've ever been in had to do something with one of those. My aunt, my mama, my sister, one of those 3. So I've seen both sides of it, right? So I've got some of my sisters, y'all know who y'all are, that are violent toward men, and y'all shouldn't be. And I've been in some unnecessary fights because of that, right? But I had to learn, that at certain points that like they have to learn. Y'all just can't punch a dude in the face and think y'all gonna call me and I'm gonna show up. Because at certain point, then he'll be like, he hit me. Dial 911. Why you calling me? And I had to learn that, right? Because we can, as sometimes in our cultures, and it is not just the Black cultures, it's in other cultures that some of us men and us wanting to be overextend and protect, that we don't realize that we are enabling some of our women to be disrespectful. And then to think that I can be disrespectful because I have a man that behind me who will stand up for my disrespectfulness. And the men who understand that the women that you love and you protect, you need to teach them that they need to. Now, I ain't gonna say teach them, because life is everybody teachers, right? But you have to, life has to be their teacher too, that they have to learn that respect goes both ways. And if you disrespect somebody and they punch you in the face, don't expect your brother to come punch them in the face, because we as men, we feel the expectation. If women in our culture, if they disrespect it, then we have to make sure that they are protected and they are respected. So I've seen brothers who have shot dudes over women over men who done stuff to them, and they was back with the man while they was still in jail for the act that they perpetrated on the man that was who did the so-called disrespect. So again, I don't condone violence on any level, on any hand. We all gotta love and protect, and all my sisters, whatever culture, color you are, women, you are the weaker vessel. No man should ever put his hands on a female, period.
And I'm 100%, but I think it's still ironic that that's not what we was talking about. It was Sky Jackson. See how we flipped it? See how we still flipped it? Way. Yeah, see how we still flipped it? And that's what I was speaking to.
That's what happened.
And that was the point. That was the point. But I've been given that call when you go to show up.
Big KC got sisters too. He feel me.
I've been given that call when you go and show up and things get done, and then she's mad at you for stepping in. She called you to step in and mad at you how you stepped in. Huh?
right, for how you stepped in.
Yeah, and it's like,
Right.
well, you called me crying. What was I supposed to do? So I've been the victim of that, and they back together the next week. But I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah.
Trigger warning to all the
Preston?
listeners. We probably should have said that earlier.
The first time. Good to see you.
And let's get into our Don't Be Dumbable.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on this, but I'm gonna tell you now, 504 and Kodak Black, I just deleted all your music out my out my iTunes and my Apple. I don't understand what y'all are doing. Kodak, I get it. You were pardoned. I get it. So you got a certain loyalty to Big T. But for y'all to do a song, it is now a song out. 504 and Kodak Black and Donald Trump have a song together.
What?
And if that's not pandering, I don't know what pandering is. And for them to be a willing participant in the pandering, I just gotta say, man, I'm not rocking. I'm not rocking with neither one of y'all. I probably shouldn't even be surprised, but like this is ridiculous. People mad at Kamala Harris for using hot sauce, but they cool with Donald Trump having a song with 504 and Kodak Black. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. He has a rap song out now. Y'all presidential candidate has a rap song.
I mean, he had some gold pair of shoes that was out that came out the day after he had $125 billion lawsuit. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, what I'm gonna say about this, right, is that in political periods, and we are in the political season, I hate this time of year. Between August to November, it is like, I swear that when it is a presidential year between now and November, it is I loathe this time because we've gotten to the point wherein people choose parties over, they choose politics over values, right? And that's always a problem when you choose your views over your morals, right? Because morals are normally the standard of how life should be lived and how society should carry it out, whatever that may be. And they can change from culture to culture, but normally it's a baseline of what's considered to be, decency, right? In any level, in any culture, red, blue, green, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, or whatever. It's a level of decency that if you are a human being, that we all show and express to each other. And when we choose and when we feel that the party that we stand behind is that it comes to the level that we can disrespect or downgrade another level of people or persons, and it condones being disrespectful to who they are or their lifestyles, then that is when you have to decide, is my party, am I choosing a party or am I choosing how I feel? And if you're choosing how you feel, then roll with that. Be honest with that. And that's how you should be, because politicians are gonna never tell us the truth. I don't think so.
You right about that. You right about that. And
especially this time of year, it's whatever. I don't believe nothing nobody say. And we watch, and my sisters will tell you who was on this, and they saw when I watch news in the morning, I watch CNN, Fox News, and then MSNBC. So I find the good, the bad, the middle, and then I make my own decision. And I encourage everybody else to do the same.
That's how you're supposed to do it. And now moving on from that, Courtney Kramer, who is running for DA here in Atlanta, has Republican, of course, has said that if she wins, she's immediately dismissing all charges against YSL. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, she can get Young Thug off," and they're just so happy about it. But they're not thinking about what else comes with that. And I think sometimes we just pick We get one little thing and we just ready to jump shit. I made more money with Trump. Trump freed Lil Wayne. And now Courtney Kramer's going to free Young Thug. And that is all they got to do. And people never recognize the pander. And they call it out on the Democratic side, which they do. The Dems pander. Everybody panders. But they never recognize it on this side. And now the story is they're going to try to get Larry Hoover free if the Republicans get in office. So I'm like, it's
Do it.
But that's not the
that brother need to come home. I don't care how he get out. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
But I just look at, okay, well, we just stopped on Instagram, cool. But I just look at how wild that is and how people are looking at that, not looking at taxes, tax breaks, business opportunities for small businesses, healthcare for minorities. They're not looking at none of that. They're just looking at they want free Young Thug. It's people who are going to vote along that line. I'm just like, wow, okay. And Burger, this is the podcast. This is mainly podcast. there isn't another one to go watch. You're confusing me.
I'm always gonna say party lines can never go above your beliefs and your morals. Your morals are what you believe, and party lines should never be above that. And anybody who makes you put your morals above your beliefs, that's not your party. That's not your party. I don't care whatever it might be. That like you need to consider: am I in the right party? If that's what they doing. Right. Yeah. If that's the party that you behind, if that's what they're pushing, and you know in your heart that it stands against what you believe, I don't care.
And if you like me, I don't have a party. I don't like either one. I don't know what you call that. That is not agnostic, but I don't have a party. I just vote. Basically, I just know who I don't want in. And that's how I operate. Because I think both parties have lied to me. Both parties have used my vote. Both parties have had my worst interests at heart. So now I look at the actual I vote candidates. I don't vote party lines. I might vote Republican next year. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the party. I care about who the candidate is.
Yeah. And that's how I vote every year. And I tell anyone that don't forget. Just look at who's representing you in your city. Don't worry about the national stuff. If you pay attention to the state races in whatever state, whoever, if you're listening to this on this podcast now, in whatever state you in, find out who your state representative is in your city, in your town, because I promise you can send them an email and they'll do stuff for you, especially right now around pop when they up for election. That's how look at my page and see how many times how I got in the White House and did things. Find out who your politics. Find out who
the only thing I ask that is you have to pay attention nationally as well. I think it became in vogue to be like only look locally. No, look at both. Look at it all. The focus need to be local, but you need to look at everything. Because we got a whole nation of people that only vote locally and pay attention to nothing nationally. We just as messed up. We just as lost. The issue comes when you only do one. The change comes when you do both. So if you can be in the process, do both.
All I'm saying is start locally and learn who those people are. And then do exactly what New's saying. Make sure you know them both.
That's a fact.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So,
and this gentleman, Wally Famous Amos, the entrepreneur who founded the Famous Amos Cookies, passed away the other day. He was 88 years young. Famous Amos Cookies are my favorite chocolate chip cookies. Just for the record. And I'm a big chocolate chip cookie eater. His story though was almost heartbreaking because he sold the business for a very low price, and then he tried to create his own brand after he sold Famous Amos, and it just wasn't quite the same. And I think at some point he actually sued the Famous Amos company, and they had to make a tweak to the recipe so that the Famous Amos cookies suffered, his own brand of cookies suffered. But it's an amazing story of an entrepreneur who had a dream that realized it, but didn't quite have his business together the way you want. So that should be a situation that we all learn from. You can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have your business straight, your business together, it might not work out for you the way you want. But having said all that, I just want to shout out, rest in peace to famous Amos. Cookie's amazing, dog. They amazing, dog.
Yeah, and hey, absolutely, I agree. And my grandparents, me mom was probably the first person, her and Mr. Passon, who put me on famous Amos cookies. So I don't know what's the brand that took over that finally acknowledged their accomplishments, but anybody watching and listening, find out who they are and support them, buy their stuff and not the other stuff. With that being said, it reminds me of another story, and I was just talking about this this weekend. It reminds me of the Uncle Nearest and the Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Right. So when I heard this, it put me in the mind of that. Is that for years that Jack Daniel has been recognized as one of the top whiskeys in the world and a brand.
Real quick, Randy, just so you know, we did a whole episode on Uncle Nearest, and me and Berger, we went out and BKC got bottles, and we tasted it and I did a review live on the pod, so everybody know the story of Uncle Nearest.
Right. Okay. Well, I can move on. And that small batch finished in the United States this year is like top 10. Top 10 of all whiskeys, domestic or whatever. They finished in the top 10 this year, which is quite impressive. They're 1868 Uncle Nearest. Look it up. So
on YouTube,
look up that podcast too.
And definitely look up the documentary that they did on YouTube. Because when I found out about I asked Berger about it, like, hey, what's up with this? I asked Ivan, and they all told me about it. And we watched that documentary. That documentary on YouTube is about 10 minutes long. But you can see the whole history of the family with Uncle Nearest. Man,
I watched it. I saw it. It's a great. I encourage everybody to look it up because it's a great historic lesson to understand. And I am so and again, I want to give no shade to the Jack Daniels family who are in charge of Jack Daniels now, because they are a different generation who's running it, and they wanted to give complete acknowledgement of the accomplishments of Uncle Nearest and not let Jack Daniels go away with the credit of saying that they were the whiskey makers that they were when it was a black slave who taught him how to make whiskey. And so I definitely want to acknowledge the family of Jack Daniels, who now and if you take the Jack Daniels tour, the Uncle Nearest story is part of the tour in Kentucky, that if you see it, you'll hear the whole story. That is great. And it shows that as generations, we can grow and we can learn, that we don't have to follow the hate that the generations before us did, that we can elevate and move on and be something better. So shout out to Uncle Nearest and this, even with this story, like, look, just we are who we are. You know what I mean? And acknowledge the people who did what they did and move on.
Yes, sir. And speaking of moving on, it's time to get into
Netflix and chill. What does that even mean?
As I mentioned earlier, we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, the celebration of JB's birthday. JB. And this movie, as I said the other day, F was like, "You sound like a movie critic." I was like, "It was." What did I say? He was like, "Oh, this sounds like a movie critic." Let me try to find it. I said that the movie was.
I've seen it 3 times. I just want to say.
Damn, 3 times?
I've seen it 3 times already.
Man, I said Deadpool and Wolverine was downright irreverent, crass, and beautifully entertaining. But I wonder how they was gonna get. I think we could do spoilers now. Spoiler alert, because the movie been out over a month.
If you ain't seen it yet, too bad. You shouldn't be watching. Don't listen. Shut off now. We about to give it to you.
Yeah. I was wondering how why Wolverine was finally in his yellow, and I had so many spoilers about spoiler alert, about Blade being in it, about Gambit being in it, and I was like, how is this going to work? And when I saw it, I was like, oh man, Oh man, because the multiverse and then different dimensions, different Earths, and they went and got the Wolverine with the yellow costume, who was apparently a failure in his world, or as he saw it, because the Wolverine of our world died. So they went to the Wolverine of the yellow tights world and brought him. And Deadpool brought him in, and they went to another Earth where they were captured, and that's when Gambit. What's my girl name with the swords? Sonya?
No, Elektra.
Elektra was there, and they brought Blade out. I guess they were
X-23.
Yeah, X-23, the female Wolverine. They were banished, I guess, to that particular Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Randy, break it down because we was lit as hell. I'm just gonna chime in with my favorite parts.
Hey, now everybody who know me know I am a Marvel. Make mine's Marvel. Where you at, all my Marvel fans? Y'all feel me? Make mine's Marvel, right? So a lot of this we was waiting.
Hold on, Randy. For Clarissa, would you recommend this for children?
I told Clarissa it is rated R. Do not take to see your kids to see this. Like Wolverine, it is so many F-bombs in probably the first 10 minutes. Unless I don't know, white people, y'all kids, y'all cuss at each other. So y'all, it doesn't. If your kids cuss at you, Clarissa, take them. But if you like black families, then I'm just saying. But anyway,
she gonna get you for that.
She can inbox me. She know how to get at me. But with that being said, man, look, this movie right here. If anybody just look up, if you don't understand what an Easter egg is, Google that first and then watch this movie. Ryan Reynolds, for one, he has taken Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm an avid comic book reader, and since we've been little kids, I got X-Men books when I was at your house. I still own now to this day that we read together when we was like 10 years old. I still own, and a lot of them worth a lot of money right now. I don't want to sell them because they just nostalgic to me. But for those of us who are in it on that level, when I tell you that Ryan Reynolds hit so many points on this, and I'm gonna give you some of y'all who haven't seen this and you want to see it, Carissa, look for this if you go see it. For one, when it starts, the Easter eggs. For one, the first fight scene when you see the Fox logo in the sand and you only see the old effect when it's in the dirt. Okay, why do we see that? Because Fox killed the last X-23 Wolverine movie. Fox made it before Marvel, before they was bought back by Disney and they was recredited. And he even said it. He was like, Fox killed you. Now we brought you back. So if you look, if you now, and me and you'll talk offline. When I give you all the Easter eggs and all the stuff, the everything that he said in that movie, and everything that they showed in that movie, that just set the whole Marvel, the MCU universe on fire. It is the best movie that they've made since Endgame. I'm gonna go out here and say it. There's not been a better Marvel movie, and he said it in it. He felt like since Endgame, it's just been a steadily decline. It has.
Yeah.
Until now,
some of the TV shows have helped out, but the movies,
every fight scene that you wanted to see in Wolverine, the viciousness, everything that you've seen in the comic books, how his comments, the cameos with Superman. Come on, the midget, come on, like Beauty Pool, like Kid Pool, like this movie. And look, I believe donuts, don't you know that donuts they're like a Treyarch center? So I'm gonna take you over there. You're gonna eat donuts and live. Like this. This movie had it all, man.
It did. I love the stuff they did with the assassin Fox and knocking the statue over and fighting over the statue. All that was fire. All the different Deadpools, like you said, that was great.
Yellow costume with the arms, with the no arms.
Yeah.
All of it was paying homage to everything that Ryan Reynolds took everything that every comic book fan, and I've got Wolverine versus Deadpool comics where they fought each other. They were the greatest fights in comic books. They was there, and next time I see you, I'm gonna show you one of the ones with Deadpool like got his arms in his hand and they showed some of the greatest fights. This movie put all of that in the two big fight scenes that they had. Some of the greatest fight scenes as a comic book fan that you've seen them have. It was included in this. That's why I'd say like it had it all. It had it all. I talk about it all. I've seen it 3 times. Probably.
Yeah, I gotta go see it again. But we loved it. We was in there, skipping our bed, eating our nachos, cracking up. Just the crassness of it. Deadpool and Wolverine, it's gonna be a lot of cussing. It's gonna be it's definitely a rated R movie.
It's rated R. It is rated R.
The highest grossing rated R movie of all time. After what, 3-4 weeks?
Right.
That's
it is not
crazy.
done.
And it's not done. I was in a full theater.
When Wesley Snipes walked out as Blade Slim, I was losing my mind. When I was like, and look, when he looked in the camera, you know the new Blade has been canceled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he looked in the camera and said, when he said there could only be one Blade,
yeah,
they both looked in the camera.
Yeah, man, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe started with Blade.
Absolutely.
And they said that his appearance in Deadpool was the longest running, well, of course, obviously the longest running Marvel character in history, because of course it started with him, and now the most recent movie included him. And it wasn't just a cameo; he had a role. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Reynolds said it was very important. I didn't know how much power Ryan Reynolds had with the movie. But he said it was important to give Blade his flowers because there's no Marvel universe without Blade.
What Ryan Reynolds has effectively done, they've been trying to do Blade for years, and Ryan Reynolds has been the only reason that this is successful. The Deadpool franchise is successful is because of Ryan Reynolds. He did his own with his own money. He made a YouTube clip of Deadpool that was a 2-minute Deadpool trailer. That was before there was ever a movie. And because it got so many views on that, that's how the movie got made. And he spent his own money. He spent his own money because he was a Deadpool fan and he wanted to make this movie happen, but he wanted to make it happen right. So the franchise being in his hands, it's in good hands.
Now, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All respect to Ryan Reynolds for that, man. Damn. Okay. I have not watched Bel Air yet. I started the Umbrella Academy season 4, but I'm on episode 1.
I think I'm on episode 1 too, so we can't go no further.
Yeah. So, I'm sure they're good. You guys watch them.
Right. Jack can come back next week and tell y'all about it.
Exactly. But moving into let me play my record drop, my music drop.
This is a fantastic album, man.
No, my brother, you got to buy your own.
All right, there's a new Dr. Dre and Snoop album dropping in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Dr. Dre confirmed it, and he said they got everybody on it. Sting is on it, people you would never guess. I was like, damn, okay. So that should be interesting. New Dre and Snoop, that's always gonna be a good thing. Fresh off the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg and Dre, fresh off the Kendrick concert. They put out a top 100 Atlanta rappers list. I just want to do the top 10 and kind of get your thoughts on this, Randy. And everybody, Berg, because Rest, I know you don't listen, but you can get Kira to answer for you. Number 10 of the top Atlanta rappers of all time was Lil Baby. Number 9 is 2 Chainz. Number 8 is Big Boy. Number 7 was Ludacris. Number 6 was Young Thug. Number 5 was Jeezy. Number 4 was Gucci Mane. Number 3 is T.I. Yeah. Number 2 was Future. And number 1 is Andre 3000. Interesting list. One, I would have Jeezy above Gucci. That's just me. I do understand Gucci's role and what he's done. I still put Jeezy above him. I would I think Luda got to be higher. I don't know where he would go, but he needs to be higher because he was probably still the most financially successful rapper from, as far as selling albums in Atlanta. I would personally have T.I. above Future and Andre. I would have T.I. number one. But I understand how people love Andre 3000. I don't. But I understand how they do. Sometimes you got to go with the consensus. I know the consensus means Andre number one, regardless of what I think. You know what I'm saying? So I just go, all right, I got it. I get it to you. But I would have T.I. number two. I probably would have Jeezy number three, and then the Future, and then Gucci. But so my list would be T.I., Jeezy, Future, Gucci, and I probably would throw Andre in there just out of respect. Because everybody can't be wrong. I just don't get it. But everybody not wrong. What you think about the list?
I mean, list and Righteous. We talking about this. This is Southern list, right?
Yeah, Atlanta list. Only Atlanta.
This Atlanta list, because Dre talking about. He talking about LL Cool J and Eminem. We just talking about the South, Dre.
Where's Dre? I don't even see his comments.
He I guess he on my page. I'm looking at it on my joint where he talking.
Okay.
I saw Will Smith new single too. I agree. But it was all right. He did it live too. You can see the live joint when he do it. They call him out in the crowd with it's all right. But anyway, we talking about what we talking about. So look, my Atlanta list for one, and we talked about this too today. T.I., he's just my number one. I'm sorry. It's just when I was in the South and when I came up, and what I known, and from my life and my experiences, and from what I've seen and everything I know, T.I. he is the king of the South. I don't care if you don't agree with me. I'm telling you, I like my beat down low. I like my top laid back. See, right 44. I'm just saying. I'm just T.I. That's my dog. So when we come to number two, and I'm sorry, but it gotta be 3000. And it's because for me. And everybody who know me, I'm a cerebral type dude. So his lyrics to me are always next level. And like when I listen to him, he engages, my intellect, and then he makes me bob my head too. So he my number two. And then I cannot go without Future. Gotta be three because he came out to just strippers shaking their booty to Nationwide, and a Baby by Sierra, and
like a couple women.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the seeds he planted just shows he was thinking of his future. So I think that's gonna be. And to me, that's the top three in the South. Like everybody else do whatever. But these are, to me, these are and I mean Lil Wayne and the whole nother thing.
No, it's Atlanta.
Atlanta. So in Atlanta, these are the three.
Now 4 and 5 are Gucci and Jeezy. What order do you have them in?
Okay, then next. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about Jeezy. I gotta go Jeezy 3 and then Future 4.
See, our list is very similar.
I'm sorry, I gotta go. I forgot about Jeezy and Jeezy. Even with the Pookie Low situation, he does a lot for other cities that he gives back that a lot of people don't know about, that I know personally that he does. So because of that, because of the things that I know he do on the low, and all the Macon who watching in Unionville, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? The how he shows up, right, every year without fail. So those type of things elevates him in my list. Oh, that, and then I don't care about nobody else.
Well, and Jeezy's book, I've read Jeezy's book probably 6-7 times now. It is a hell of a read, man.
A hell of a read. Hey, Jay-Z he's the only person that Jay-Z endorsed to replace him at Def Jam. So enough said.
Jeezy, that guy. So yeah, I listen very similar. I like that. I like that. Now, before we get up out of here, we are in the preseason. The Cowboys won yesterday. Now we know the Commanders, y'all quarterback, got everybody excited.
JD, baby.
What's his name? Is that Jaden? What's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Last game with 9 for 17, 134 with no intercept. Hadn't thrown a pick yet in the preseason.
He almost looked as good as Trey Lance for the Cowboys. Almost.
Trey Lance, your third string. He looked almost good as your third string quarterback.
Yeah, he almost looked as good as our third string. That's what I'm saying. That's to tell you something. Trey Lance showed off yesterday, man. He threw for a touchdown. He ran for a touchdown. He was like 9 for 11. No picks, no turnovers. But yeah, I don't believe he's the future. I'm just busting your chops because we need Dak to go ahead and sign a contract and do what he's going to do.
Hold on. Let me get Dre gave his list. He got out. No, Dre, we talking about you can't get Outkast first. We talking about solo artists. Your list invalidated. Go ahead, Nils. But he said T.I. He said T.I., Jeezy, Killer Mike, and Ludacris. He put Outkast number 1. So you saying 3,000 number 1, T.I. number 2, Jeezy number 3, Killer Mike is his number 4, and Ludacris is his
That's only because he was in Killer Mike video. That's the only reason he did that. Because he in Killer Mike video. Everybody go watch Killer Mike video running. Our cousin Righteous 119 is in the video. He is a part of the cast. And he's in there running. So go support him running.
Go watch Righteous Read. Support. Go watch that Killer Mike. Killer Mike should have been higher on your list, Righteous, since you was in his video. He should have been your number 1.
What's Righteous? Tell him to type what his single is and how they can find it. For y'all that don't know, Righteous sings and raps, and he has a new single out, new video out. Give us the name of the video so we can tell them where they can find it on YouTube. So he'll hear this at some point. And he'll type it in.
Drop it in chat, drop it in chat, Dre.
And I say Killer Mike. They had Killer Mike like number 90 or something. He was. I'm trying to find it.
Said number 90.
No, I'm sorry. They had Killer Mike 14. They had Killer Mike number 14 on the list. So he was just outside of the top 10. Number 11 was, so real quick, Andre was number 1, Future, T.I., Gucci, Jeezy, Young Thug, Ludacris, Big Boy, 2 Chainz, Lil Baby. Then it was 21 Savage, Playboy Cardi, Offset, then Killer Mike, then Quavo, that's the top 15. CeeLo, Jermaine Dupri, Little John, Takeoff, and Gunna round out the top 20. And they had Mulatto number 100, or number 50, I mean. But it was the top 50 list. What was the 100 list? Whatever it was. They had Lotto winning. Lotto was the highest ranking woman, whatever her number is. I don't want to disrespect her. But she was, Lotto was 25. She was the highest ranking woman from Atlanta. They had left that on there as well, as far as the ladies. But Lotto was the highest ranking woman. Let's see. Dre typed the name of the single in there yet. And shout out to my cousin Eric, who I watched his video. It got Aunt Barbara in it. I was like, yeah.
And Auntie Lane. He got Aunt Barbara and Auntie Lane in that joint.
Yeah. Oh man. I was watching that like, damn.
Drop it in there when you hear it, Dre. But yeah, that was dope. Shout out to E5. No single online. When you watching E5, drop it in the chat.
Yeah. Very talented family. I no longer rap. Of course, me and Randy's doing a podcast thing now. But family's doing shit.
We started it, man. All these cats rapping and singing, like they followed. We was the ones that led. They being us. They live our dreams that we gave them on.
Exactly. Let's go back to the 90s.
Yeah,
the 80s and 90s. We had G.I. Joe Men and Mikes.
Indeed.
Man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in every week. Definitely appreciate you. Jack couldn't be here because she had storm issues, but she was ready. We was talking right before the episode. Right. She was on, but if we can't give you the best quality product, then we're not gonna do it.
Hey, whoever her internet provider, y'all get Jack right with her internet so she ain't missing this. Fix her shit.
Yeah, fix it. And I definitely want to once again close the show with saying rest in peace, JB. We all know I started this podcast with JB in 2012. We wanted to talk about the things we talked about in the house. When we had a kickback, we invited people over, had a couple of drinks, a couple of smoke. What did we talk about? We talked a little bit of politics. We talked about music. We definitely argued about sports. We talked about relationship stuff. And we was like, this should be a podcast. This is what the show should be about. This conversation. And it was like, well, you can have a show where you talk politics and music? Like, that's what we do. He graduated from Harvard. I'm a rapper. Like, that's what we did.
Demure doing it, though?
Yeah, and got to be Demure. Got to be Demure. As long as it's Demure, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? And we just like, can we, like, okay, so we're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about sex with girls. We're going to talk about music and movies. Well, we just saw the movie. We got to talk about the movie. I'll talk about that too. What else? Watching this show the other day. Yeah, let's talk about that too. And that's how we got to the format where we talk about this. I don't want to call it barbershop talk. It's kickback talk. This is what we talk about in the house. You know, you never know what'll come up. And this is a pod named Kickback. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And be sure to follow us on social media. You can follow me at No Brace New. You can follow Randy at ManUp_Monday. And Jackie's at Get Fit with Jack. And the podcast is a pod named Kickback. And as we get up out of here, I'm going to let JB do the intro as the outro. And then we can go ahead and get on going. JB, what's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole
Oh, dang.
Peace.